Good day and welcome back to another week of Talking Technical. And let's kick off with gold. Remember, South Africa is a commodity driven market. And if gold starts to show some life in the chart, then it's not long that the market will show some movement to the top. So, what we're seeing here, the gold sitting on a falling wedge formation. It's very interesting how these candles, all these dojis around the support line, tested the market, and it was almost like it really wants to see if 4,000 wants to turn into a support or not. Now, well, 4,000 is a support now. We're around 4,140, but this resistance line is holding the key now, and that sits at 4,247. Now, if we can get above 4,247, we can really see the gold price going away all the way to 4.6. Let's do that projection for you. I always take the width of the falling wedge, or the rising wedge, in this case the falling wedge, and then I project it to the top, and you will always see that I never take this width. I always take really close to this narrow band, and the reason is quite simple. Technical analysis is not an exact science. Everybody wants to tell you, no, nothing can go wrong. It can go wrong. So never be too greedy. And that's why I think we can easily go to 4.6. And if it really shoots through the roof, we can maybe see gold at 4.911. Yes, I see there's some people saying that gold can go much, much higher. But let's do baby steps. First, the resistance line. Let's break that at 4.240. Let's find the 50-day moving average. That's 4,412. And then 4.6. Because look at 4.6. There was quite a few candles here fighting to see if this level can turn into a support or a resistance. Eventually it turned into a resistance, and the market took another way lower. Well, let's have a look at process. Now, somebody asked about process, because everybody, I think, is just so despondent in process, because process is like a slow poison chart, just going lower and lower and lower. And there's quite a few charts in South Africa doing that at the moment. And remember, process is one of those companies that everybody is telling you are doing the right things. They've got a good management team. They're quite involved with Tencent. The other businesses are starting to make money. They're buying some shares back. Everything that the investor wants to hear is telling us that this share must go up. But what does this share do? It does not go up. And there's the 50-day moving average. It is floating below the 50-day moving average. But the important thing here is, look at this 50-day moving average and line, this resistance line. It is so close to each other. That tells you that it is important. And if this line can turn into a support, especially this 50-day moving average at 755 rand, then at last we can maybe say, well, something is happening in process, because there is a falling wedge. There is some gaps to the top. There's a tiny gap. It will cost a lot of work to get to close that gap, but this initial gap is the one that catches my eye, and that sits between 790 rand and 1 cent, and it closes at 793.35. That will be my first initial target, to see if the share can start to move to the top. Sometimes what you do see, and you find it a lot, if a share is under such an immense pressure to the downside, when it starts to move, its first tiny little steps to the top, and then it starts to kicking and really surprise you and show you what the share can do. But I think at the moment, early days. But if you do want to buy it above this resistance line or the 50-day moving average, make use of a stop loss of 684.12. In actual fact, I would not like to see process below the 700 rand level. That is that psychological, strong psychological level. I would prefer that it builds a consolidation here, maybe a spike in volume, then the break of the 50-day moving average. Then at least we know that the momentum to the top really wants to kick in and go higher. Well, let's have a look at Naspers, because it's almost in the same class. It is the same thing, and some analysts prefer Naspers, some prefer process. It depends on what they analyze and what they like and what they don't like. But the charts is telling you the same story. The charts are telling you that it is in a falling wedge. This one exactly the same, no difference here. Let's have a look here. You can see it is also in a falling wedge. There's the falling wedge. It is flirting above the 800 Rand level. For me then, it mustn't go below 800 because the psychological level is quite a strong level. The 50-day moving average is not as close to that resistance line, but that's the next important step, will be 862.50. And if it can break that and break this resistance line, I think the first sign of strength will only be above 939.20. But I mean, at 939.20, it's already 120 rands from here. So I think if Naspers and if Process really starts to go, it can really surprise you to the top, because they've been hammered to pieces month after month. I mean, since December, Naspers lost all the way from 1,273, just encountered some selling all the way to 782. It's almost unheard of, but it does happen, and it just shows you that shares can get the wind against it, and then it must work hard to recover. And remember to also impress investors to invest more money into that. But now we're moving over to one of the dogs of the market. I think it was Felicity that said, but what on earth is happening to SAPI? SAPI, I believe, is going to, I don't know if it's true, but I believe that we can maybe see a rights issue here. The share price is under immense pressure. Look at this falling wedge all the way to the downside. There was this beautiful bullish engulfing candle last week. I'll show it to you now. I just want to draw that in line. There was that bullish engulfing candle. That is positive. But for me, nothing is positive in SAPI unless we break this resistance line at 962. But more important, we must break the resistance of this bullish engulfing candle. Then I will say something is maybe in the making here, and that will be above 9 Rand 86. But there's something else in SAPI. SAPI can maybe turn out to be the next Sasol. Remember, Sasol was an absolute dog of the market. Let's see if Sasol can maybe show us the same things in SAPI so that they can turn it around. But at the moment, the share price is under pressure. Only above 986, it will start to look good to me. But if you buy it above 986, make use of this low of this bullish engulfing candle of 8 Rand 95 to protect your capital, because it is a slope to the downside, and there is this gap there right at the top between 15.59 and it will close at 15.88. But I must be honest with you, it will take a lot of work for this share to close this gap until those things does not close. Oh, and there's another gap. Sorry, I missed this one. This one sits between, can you believe it, 14.23 and it closes at 14.46. So it's going to take a lot of work for this counter to become a darling of the market, because at the moment it is just a dog and nobody wants to touch it at all. Well, let's have a look at another dog. Will you believe me if I say that the stock from the Rupert family, Reinet, is a dog of the market? I mean, this counter just knows one thing, and that is to sell off. Well, I am an holder of Reinet. I like the company. I know a lot of analysts say it's a dead company. It doesn't do anything for investors. It is just a pure bad play, buying cash. I've just got an idea that something is on the boil here. Yes, the chart says it's all the way down. There's a dividend coming. But I think if Reinet is down 30% since about, let's say, early May, this company, when it turns around, this counter, when it starts to attract money, it's going to surprise us all. But at the moment, slope to the downside, it's a waterfall formation, nothing to show me that something can happen. But for me, can you see this bullish engulfing candle there? I'm just going to show it. It wasn't a very convincing bullish engulfing candle, because look what happened there. It was a 60% engulfing of this bearish engulfing candle. So this was a belt outline candle. It was a 60% engulfing of this candle. So it's not a big move. But I still believe that this candle tells us that there was buyers seeing some value at around 450, but at 439, no one wants to touch it. I'm just waiting for it. I would love to add into it, because I believe it can give you maybe a 15 or a 20% bounce from here if it does go, and if the company do things right, then it can maybe surprise us all to the top. But at the moment, if you've got it, like myself, I'm just holding on to it because I see it as a long-term investment. For me, it is an investment that I would like to hold on, maybe add on, because remember, it is a rand hedge, and I still believe that Mr. Rupert, with all his wisdom of all over the years, why will he give the investors now a total disaster? I doubt that, but above this level, there you are, above 450, 445, maybe add into your position, or even if you want to buy it above that, but your stop loss must be the low of this candle, and that candle sits at 437.17, then you must be out of it. I'm not going to take a stop loss because I've got a tiny position, I'm building on that position, and I'm quite happy holding it. Well, let's have a look at Novo Nordisk. This is a company in America, all listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We looked at this chart earlier on, but this chart is slowly but surely doing exactly the kind of thing that we would like to see. There was the low, there's a higher low, there's a higher low. There, if you draw this line in, you will see a higher high. There's the higher high. I think it's maybe early days, but look at this company, where it's coming from. It's coming from quite a high level there, around 72. There's a few gaps to the top. There's a gap. There's a gap. So I think maybe hold on to this counter if you do have it. Wait for a pullback if you want to buy it. And there's the gap that I'm looking at. That gap will be between 61.56 and it will close at 62.49. Let's have a look at Diageo. Diageo is also a company. Also, it was for a long time a dog in the market. Nobody wanted to touch it. It's slowly but surely working its way to the top. But what I do not like about the chart is that there is a head and shoulder formation here. That makes me a little bit nervous. But this is a decent, or not a decent, it's a reasonable dividend company paying out. But let's watch this right shoulder. Unfortunately, below 78.85, it can maybe hold, bounce off there, but below that 78.85, I think just leave it alone, don't buy it. But if you look at this chart, can you look at that? I just would like to show you. So if this dog, let's call this a dog, if this dog can maybe start to move higher, look at this. Can you believe it? And I want to finish off the show here because our time is up. This share was in 2022 a $220 share, and we're sitting now on it around 82. So there can maybe be a little bit of a strong move there. But if you draw this resistance line, because that's what I'm showing you, this resistance line will find strong resistance at around $100, and the next one will find some strong resistance. There's the other one. There you are. You can see it. Only above 87 it will start to look good. But in the meantime, let's watch this head and shoulder formation, and let's hope it doesn't disappoint us once again. Well, thank you for visiting and watching our website, www.fransdeklerk.com. And thank you for watching the show. Thank you for the requests. Thank you for the emails. And after all these years, thank you of supporting the YouTube channel of Talking Technical. All the best, and we will chat again. See you again. Bye.